In northeastern Santo Domingo, near the banks of the Ozama River, lives a man named Eugenio Ureña. He and his wife are members of Espade Encendida, a large church in town. Eugenio is an engineer. He's helped Maranatha with projects in the Dominican Republic, but in his heart, Eugenio is a missionary. He and his wife are always working on outreach, even using his home as a base for various ministries. This missionary heart is what compelled them to plant a new church in a residential area called La Nueva Barquita. About a decade ago, the Dominican government developed La Nueva Barquita for families that had been living in flood-prone areas along the river. Thousands of people were relocated to this new neighborhood, which was designed to not only provide safety, but also a community center with childcare resources and space for businesses. What they didn't have was a Seventh-day Adventist church.
Yo a venir a trabajar aquí por la necesidad que vimos que tenía la gente y porque la iglesia adventista más cercana no tenía como la intención o la estructura o los planes de venir a trabajar en un lugar donde se habían acabado de mudar 5,000 familias. Y vimos que aquí el Señor, como eran personas muy necesitadas, necesitaba que nosotros viniéramos a traerle por lo menos lo que es la palabra de Dios y un poquito de aliento.
The couple started by knocking on doors, but they didn't come empty-handed. They came bearing gifts, fruits, actually. 2 avocados picked from their tree. Eugenio and his wife took it with them to the neighborhood on Sabbath afternoon and offered it as a gift to the first people who answered the door. The following Sabbath, they did it again. By the 3rd Sabbath, the couple was waiting for Eugenio and his wife to arrive. The Sabbath afternoon avocado visits turned into prayer, then Bible study. Within a month, there were 10 people meeting with the Ureñas, and from there, the number kept growing.
No, en ese entonces nosotros nos reuníamos afuera de los hogares. O sea, salíamos al patio o a la galería, al balcón, y ahí estudiábamos la Biblia con la persona que estaba en ese apartamento. Ya luego fue que comenzamos a hacer los grupos pequeños, que lo hacemos en los parqueos.
On Sabbaths, Eugenio transported everyone to his home church, Espade Encendida, in their truck. But one day, a child fell out of the truck and was injured. Eugenio realized that the truck was not safe, and what they needed was a small bus. But how? How would they afford it?
Así comenzamos a orar.
Those prayers brought Eugenio the courage to take a leap of faith. When he found the right bus, he didn't have all the money, but he offered to buy it anyway.
Ahora viene el problema, que yo no lo tengo. Dije, bueno, pues yo vengo la semana que viene. Ahí yo comencé a orar y yo no sé de dónde salió el dinero.
Soon, Eugenio started receiving donations until he had the total amount he had committed to pay for the bus. God had answered his prayer.
Por eso me pongo así. Dios usó medios, Dios usó medios para que pudiéramos adquirir el autobús. Y ahí está el autobús trabajando a toda la gente, no solamente de aquí, sino de la iglesia también.
But God wasn't done exercising Eugenio's faith yet. He had grown a group for Eugenio in a new area. He had provided a bus, but now there was one more need for this group to really take off.
Nosotros comenzamos a darnos cuenta de que aquí necesitamos una iglesia cuando ya las personas que van a Espada Encendida con nosotros, que venimos a buscar en nuestros vehículos, ya no nos caben.
Eugenio was having to take multiple trips back and forth to haul people to church. It was becoming unsustainable. It was time for the 83 members to stop commuting to Espada Encendida and establish an actual church in La Nueva Barquita. But if buying a bus was a financial leap of faith, building a church would be 10 times more challenging. Of course, that's where Maranatha comes in. After hearing of the need, volunteers with Maranatha arrived in 2024 and 2025 to build La Nueva Barquita. Although the church is still awaiting the finishing touches, they've already had events here, including a concert and meetings that filled the church to overflowing.
Cuando Dios respondió a través de este milagro, yo me di cuenta que todo lo que nosotros somos se lo debemos a Dios y que todo lo que Él provee es para que se lo dediquemos a su obra. Y por eso nosotros, mi familia y yo, estamos dedicados a esto.
El desafío es bastante grande. Es más lo que tenemos por delante que lo que humanamente podemos hacer. Pero creemos que hay un Dios en el cielo que usa diferentes medios para que su obra crezca, se esparza su evangelio.